How you doing today, folks? So I unboxed this knife. My file got corrupted. Also, my audio sucked before even it got corrupted. So this is being recorded on a tablet. But this is what it first looked like. This is from the screenshot from the actual video. It's been a couple of days since that video. I have modified this thing with some red RIT dye, racing red. So this is going to be a first impressions video. Also, people have been having issues with my audio. So I'm in my kitchen. I'm recording on my tablet. I recently dropped my phone, gave it a nice fat crack, and now my audio is all spotty. So that's a thing. So we're going to try this. So as far as a couple things, right? First off, disassembly. This knife, very easy to take apart. Putting it back together is a goddamn nightmare. Holy shit. So in these scales, the actual like G10 piece, there's these milled out cutouts, right? And they have these two prongs that you kind of insert it into, like a couple of like a steel frame prong. And then there's a circular piece that you have to put between those two prongs and angle it upward so it catches the actual blade. And then it'll be able to fold down to the lock position as well as the opening position. So those two pieces, you have to maintain pressure on them constantly. And if you ever release pressure for a second, that thing shoots off like a goddamn rocket. Now, the problem with that is when you're dealing with this, putting this actual knife together, you build that scale piece, then you got to put the actual liner on. And the person who designed this piece made it to where it only fits a very certain way. So, use this for example. If this is a standard, the way it just has a circle in it, it'll have one piece that's flat, but it'll be very subtly flat. So you can't even really tell. You have to kind of look at it in the light and be able to see how it refracts, and then you figure out where it needs to go. So while you're trying to do that, you're maintaining pressure the entire time, and you have to fit it just right. And more often than not, when you fit it, you release pressure on that G10 scale, and again, goes flying off like a rocket. This happened 5 or 6 times for me. Putting this knife back together took me like almost 6 hours. Now, mind you, as far as this, putting it back together with actual tools, maybe 20 minutes. Finding that little goddamn ball took me forever, multiple times. It was an absolute nightmare, dude. Oh my God, stressed me out to no end. But it's together now. Looks damn sexy. I love it. Also, tried a couple different texturing pieces on this to make it kind of like pop a little bit. Some sanding, a couple of different types of sealant. Kind of give it this little darker hues in certain pieces, lighter hues in others. Did pretty well on this piece. Not so much on that. Made it a little too busy. It was kind of like snakeskin. But yeah. So overall impressions on this knife. I've carried this knife for a couple days now, as I said, and I really like it. Now, a couple things. The G10 was slightly marred out of the box. That sucks. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Anyways, the G10 was slightly marred out of the box. There was a piece right here that kind of stabbed me, and that wasn't particularly good. It was more because the G10 wasn't properly finished, so it was kind of just a point sticking up. So the QC is not really ideal. This is about $75. I believe they're currently sold through. The drop will probably make more. But yeah, man, really good knife. Couple problems. I did have to sand some pieces out, try to even out some different discolorations. But this slip joint is made for me and my big ass 2XL hands, man. I can spread out perfectly. I can relax, hold it the way I want to hold it, and it just fits. I love this knife. I kind of like slip joints in general. They're an interesting thing, kind of something different to carry, but they're always too damn small, or if they're large, they'll be like large and like thin, so it also doesn't fit well. This is a 7-ounce slip joint. It's 10 and a half inches long. Like, this is a giant knife, and I love it. This thing makes me happy. So my overall score on this, I'm going to give this 2 scores again. My score, 95. I love it. This thing cuts like an absolute dream. Let's go ahead and pull something random off my kitchen table. piece of cardboard from a cookie box. Super slicey. Absolutely phenomenal edge geometry. It cuts paper with putting like no pressure, which is crazy to me. Cardboard, a little bit of pressure, but paper, you can just hold it like that and just slowly drop it and it goes shh. Insane. Great edge geometry. VG10 steel, so not the most high-end steel, which is a little better than that. That being said, it's easy to sharpen, easy to maintain an edge. I don't mind. Now, as far as my score, for me, 95. Absolutely phenomenal piece. It fits these big-ass hands perfectly. I love it. As far as somebody else, right, who wants a standard EDC knife or has average-size hands, probably a 6 or a 60 out of 10. This is a huge ass knife. It's 7.5 ounces, again 10.5 inches. It's not really for your average EDC crowd. Now, if you're like me, would I recommend it? Hell yeah, I love this knife. This thing brings me so much joy, it is ridiculous. But if you like the regular knives, it's probably not for you, just to be honest. But anyways, 95 if you're me, 60 if you're the average person. But if you do like big bruisers and big old knives and craziness, this thing is awesome. It comes in jet black or the kind of orange G10. Obviously I picked the orange so I can dye it, but I am super happy the way this turned out. If you guys have any questions about RIT dyeing, I'm going to go ahead and link you over to the Love the Knives channel. I took his advice on a lot of stuff, and I winged most of it, but no, he does a much better comprehensive version of it than I will. But overall, love this knife. Fantastic. Again, 95 for me. Very happy. Qualifies as amazing. As always, I love you all very much. Please take care of yourself in these trying times and love one another and do the best you can to be the difference you want to see. Take care, folks.